Why do secret societies exist? In modern culture, we constantly hear about hidden organizations supposedly controlling events behind the scenes. Stories circulate about groups like the Freemasons, the Knights Templar, or the Society of Jesus. In films, novels, and conspiracy theories, these organizations are often portrayed as mysterious forces secretly shaping world events. But if we look at the basic idea of such groups, their existence is actually quite logical. Instead of imagining powerful global conspiracies, consider a much simpler example. Imagine a group of monks living in a place where authorities suddenly become hostile to them. Perhaps their teachings are unpopular, or political changes make their presence unwelcome. Eventually, they are forced to leave and search for another place to live. Now consider the historical context. In many periods of history, security was extremely weak. Roads were dangerous, travel was slow, and bandits were common. Travelers often carried valuables, and books, especially religious manuscripts, were incredibly valuable objects. For monks, books might be the most important possessions they owned. Traveling alone would be extremely dangerous. A solitary traveler carrying manuscripts could easily become a target for robbers. Survival therefore requires cooperation. So the monks unite. A small group begins a long journey together. During that journey, they face difficulties: harsh weather, lack of food, dangerous roads, and constant uncertainty. Shared hardship gradually creates trust. People who overcome danger together tend to form strong bonds. Over time, the monks learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. They share stories, ideas, and interpretations of their teachings. Their worldview slowly becomes more unified. The group begins to function not just as travelers, but as a community. Eventually, they find a place to settle. Perhaps they build a small temple or establish a monastery. Because the original members survived difficult trials together. Trust among them is extremely strong. These people created the community through shared effort. Naturally, they occupy a central position in the new structure. As the monastery grows, new members begin to join. But the newcomers did not experience the original journey or hardships. Therefore, a hierarchy gradually appears. Those who founded the community possess more experience and knowledge, so they guide the others. This development is almost inevitable. Over time, traditions and rituals emerge. New members might symbolically repeat parts of the original journey, perhaps through initiations or ceremonial trials that represent the hardships faced by the founders. Such rituals strengthen identity. They remind members that joining the community requires commitment and loyalty. Initiation becomes a symbolic reenactment of the group's origins. Another practical element soon appears: secrecy. If the outside world once persecuted the group, discretion becomes necessary for survival. Members might create symbols, hidden signs, or coded messages to identify one another safely. A carved mark on a tree, a symbol on a stone, or a particular phrase might signal that a place is safe for members of the Brotherhood. Outsiders would see nothing unusual, but insiders would understand. The books carried by the original monks may also become sacred objects within the community. Because they survived the dangerous journey and preserved important knowledge, they acquire symbolic value. Access to these texts may become restricted to trusted members. This strengthens the hierarchy. Eventually, the group might even develop its own internal language, or coded writing system. Such systems allow members to communicate freely without revealing their thoughts to outsiders. What began as a practical survival strategy slowly evolves into a structured secret community. When we look at history through this lens, the formation of brotherhoods becomes far less mysterious. Humans have always formed tightly connected groups when facing danger or pressure from outside forces. This dynamic appears everywhere. Military units develop strong internal bonds because soldiers rely on each other for survival. Veteran organizations maintain lifelong connections based on shared experience. Religious orders create communities based on shared belief and discipline. Even criminal organizations follow similar social patterns. In each case, the underlying logic is the same. Trust grows through shared risk, and secrecy often develops as protection against external threats. So the existence of secret societies may not be as mysterious as it appears in popular imagination. Often they simply emerge from a very basic human instinct. When the outside world becomes dangerous or hostile, people tend to form brotherhoods,